a little blah. It's been a little rainy. Teepees are way more fun to pull down and spread out all over the living room floor than they are to use as intended, right? 100%. But because it has been a little bit rainy, a little bit gray for the past few days, people have been a little bit more on edge and just not as happy as they usually are. Especially my husband. He's been a little bit not quite as chipper as usual, and I wanted to do something a little bit special for him. So even though I couldn't bring sunshine home for him, today I decided to bring some sunflowers home for him. I might be kind of a weirdo, but I like bringing flowers home to my husband. And I think it's something that more women should do. And you know, if it's not flowers, maybe it's something else. But I certainly like to have a little bit of romance in my life. I know a lot of people do. But it's my thought that it shouldn't just be my husband doing the romantic things, that I should do romantic things for him too. I know I've mentioned before that we have a big, crazy blended family, but what that really means for both of us is that this is a second marriage for both Dave and I. I think both of us do things a lot differently the second time around than we did the first time around in our marriages. I know that I am definitely a different wife to Dave than I was to my first husband. You know, I definitely look at things a little bit more long-term. I look at things a little bit more concretely with regards to what is it that I want out of this relationship and what is the best way that I can get that. So the flowers kind of play into that a little bit. I love romance and I like having a spark in our relationship. And if I want those things in my relationship, that means that I can't just sit around waiting for them, but it means that I also need to make sure that I am providing those things to my partner so that, you know, he has enough in his emotional tank to give those things back to me. So that is definitely one way in which I approach marriage a lot differently the second time around than I did the first. Other differences the second time around. One, I'm looking a lot more long-term. Two, I also am so much more aware of what divorce does to kids. You know, I saw how hard it was for my 4 teenagers to go through their parents' divorce, and quite frankly, I don't ever want to do that to another child. It wasn't a pleasant experience for any of us. Although eventually we all got to a better place, and you know, it was a good thing. If I can keep my marriage from deteriorating to the point where divorce is a necessity, then I 100% will do that. She is the sweetest sister ever. Ben forgot something. Lindsay was already at the bus stop. It's raining, so when Ben came out the front door, Lindsay ran back across the street so that she could share her umbrella with Ben so Ben wouldn't get too wet. So there are the kids waiting for the bus.